Hey YouTubers, so today is another DIY inspired video. It's probably not a project a lot of you are going to run out and do on your own right now, or it's probably not even something that you would think about, but I thought I'd just throw it out there in case somebody like me was wondering how to convert an iPad sleeve into an iPad purse. So this is a project I've been working on and off for the last little while. I basically converted a basic iPad sleeve into something wearable. So when you're out shopping with your iPad, and it's now kind of like an iPad purse messenger bag. So I just wanted to clarify, yes, this is real Coach sleeve, it's not a knockoff, and before all of you go running out and yelling at me for trying to ruin a perfectly good Coach sleeve, I'll give you a little bit of background story of the reason why I'm doing this. So back at Christmas time, and I'm now in January, I just haven't taken down my decorations, but back at Christmas time, the company that I work for, my boss was actually on a board of directors for another company, and they ended up sending me a very nice set of Coach bracelets. But I already have this bracelet, and I don't intend to wear anything else, so I had a look around on the Coach store, and there's nothing else that I really wanted. I was basically trying to find a value of roughly $100 to exchange. This is all the jewelry that I wear, so there's nothing else that I really wanted. After looking for several hours, I decided that, let's get a sleeve for my iPad, because when I bring it out with me, I don't want to carry it in a case. It's kind of bulky and inconvenient, so why not get a stylish sleeve? What I ended up doing when I brought it home, I had this brilliant idea of if I go shopping, grocery shopping, or if I go out to the mall and I want to bring my iPad with me, instead of just carrying it in my arm, it's very inconvenient because you basically just got one arm that's useful and one arm that's carrying your iPad the entire time. So I wanted to convert it into a purse just to make it easier to carry. And after going online to a bunch of places, I couldn't find anywhere in Canada that had really nice purses that I wanted. Everything was either too girly or too utilitarian. So anyways, after stumbling across this, I really liked the design, and I really wanted to turn it into something I could use. So I exchanged the bracelets that I got, purchased this. This was $78 Canadian. And then I also ended up getting this cute little key fob. And I will show you. Anyways, that's besides the point. So I exchanged everything, brought it home, and I basically tried to sit down and figure out different ways that I could convert this into a purse. What's the easiest way? What's going to be the way that's not going to ruin the integrity of this? I basically arrived at two different things. One is the one where I've actually completed right here, so I'll explain that. The reason why I chose this route is because it is reversible in case I don't end up liking it or it doesn't work out. So the sleeve is just basically a zip that goes all the way across. Now, in order to hang a strap on it, you're going to need to attach it to some kind of metal hardware or a loop or somehow get it onto the zipper. The reason why I chose the zipper is just because with the weight of the iPad in it, it hangs down exactly like this. Because the weight is evenly distributed, there's more weight at the bottom. I tried to attach just a mock strap down here and down here, just so I could stay away from the zipper, but it ended up flipping upside down because more of the weight was hanging towards the top, so it flipped over. So anyways, that's why I ended up doing it on the zipper. So what I ended up doing is taking a leather strip, putting it into a loop and tying it, and sewing it onto the side of the zippers. So I went out to Michael's and purchased a few different things. I purchased just a strip of leather, and the reason why I chose leather is because to me it's fairly durable, it's water resistant. It's not the easiest thing to sew through, but in my mind I was thinking, hey, I want this to be really durable, so I ended up with leather. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who actually do sewing and can tell me otherwise, but this is the brilliant idea I came up with so far. So I ended up cutting a couple of strips out of this. My first attempt was to create a strip like this and just sew it up and reinforce it. So what I did here is basically I took a smaller strip, folded the insides in, met it in the center, and I sewed down. So I ended up sewing down here, right across, and reinforcing the ends with an X stitch just to make it even more durable and tear resistant. I stitched quite a few times, so I went back and forth. I think I reinforced each stitch like 3 times until the needle basically couldn't go through the material anymore. And I was going to attach it. My brilliant idea was to fold in half like this. On the zippered end, it would open. I would insert it here. Oops. I would insert it here, and this would be the loop where the actual strap hangs onto. So I ended up making a little test strip, and I tried to sew it in, but then I figured it's not going to last because if I'm putting this in the zipper, all I'm doing is stitching straight down here, and that's not a lot to hold on to, especially if it's going to be tightened up. And what I ended up doing is I made another prototype that'll strap right here. So when I actually go to sew it in and it has these straps, there's a lot more durability and more sturdiness here. So the first one I ended up putting on this open side where the zipper was not. So the zipper's all the way on this side. So I took the little loop, I inserted it through here, and I stitched everything up. So that works fine. And this is a picture of what the stitching looks like on the inside. And after I attach the loop, I basically just stitched all of this closed. So you can see all these little lines here to close the zipper because the zipper pull won't actually go there, and I didn't want to hold. So that was all hunky-dory, attached a strap, getting really excited about this. And when I came to the other side, I realized that I can't do the exact same thing because the zipper actually zips up this part. And in order for the zipper to be functional and move all the way around, I won't have that little opening where I can insert that loop. So what I ended up doing, and I did some testing on other zippers first before going ahead and ruining this Coach sleeve. I zipped it up all the way here, and on the side here, I actually went through the zipper after it was closed. So I don't really have anything to show you as an example. So just say this is the inside of the zipper, and the sides here would be attached to the actual purse. So you've zipped it up. This is where the seam is, where the metal teeth are. Once it's zipped up, we cut a hole right here and right here. And I took my little piece of fabric and I ended up inserting it inside. After I inserted it inside, it was just a little bit harder to sew because you don't have that much room to play around with. But all I did was take the time to stitch everything up. And it looks a little bit different on the picture of what it looks like inside is here. It's just the way how things worked out. It seems to be working out right now, so I'm pretty happy with that. The other way that I had thought of doing this, but ended up not doing, on the zippers, the same way that I ended up cutting through it, I think you could have put an eyelet or a grommet there. I don't know the difference between an eyelet and a grommet, but if you could find one small enough to go between this fabric of the zipper teeth and the actual purse, you could basically put 2 grommets on either side. Instead of going through the hassle of sewing everything and stitching everything, put 2 grommets here. You could loop through another piece of hardware. I think you could take the strap and pull it directly through the 2 grommets. That may be a little bit sturdier, I don't really know, because you're not going and ripping apart any material, but I hadn't done that. So if this doesn't end up working out, I can simply take out all the stitching and it's pretty much back to how I got it. Other than the 2 holes I gouged out, I just restitched those as well. Now, I'm not a seamstress. I don't have a lot of sewing experience. I can basically sew a simple stitch to get away with hemming things. I can do a knot. That's about it. So you don't have to know a lot about sewing to pull something like this off. You just really have to be determined and want to make this work. Now, if you're going to attempt to do something like this to anything, just add on like a little strap. I ended up using this strap off of an old purse that I was going to throw out and I didn't want. And it matches pretty well because it's black, it's leather as well, so it's kind of sturdy, I guess. And it's also got a nice adjustable strap. So if I want to wear it as a messenger bag, I can, or if I want to just wear it over my shoulder. Another thing that you could do if you don't have an old purse strap, depending on how fancy you want it to look, you could use rope, you could use ribbon. I went to Michael's and I found 14-inch loop chains, so there's metal loops everywhere, and they're big enough that you could slide some type of colored ribbon and just weave it in and out to enforce it and just dress up the look a bit more. I was actually going to do that instead of having this, but I really do like having the adjustable strap. So this is what it looks like on as a short strap. Let's zip it up. Or as a longer messenger bag. So that was my great do-it-yourself project, and I apologize for the video just being so random, not coherent, not really showing you the steps that I took in order to complete this. This is just a really rough idea in case you're like, hey, I want to turn an iPad sleeve into a purse. How can I do it? This is one of the ways you can do it. I've only worn it around a couple of days. I don't carry it around with me everywhere, but it seems to be holding up pretty well so far. And like I said, if it ends up being a complete disaster and the stitches fall apart in a couple of days, I can always go back to restitching it, or I can try the grommet or eyelet idea. The reason why I didn't do the eyelet idea was because I couldn't find any eyelet backings. Apparently you need 2 pieces, and Michael's only sold me one side, so that was sad, but it's always something I can look forward to next time. Oh, and I forgot to show you the inside of the purse. It's so pretty. It's nice satiny purple. It's got a couple of different pockets, so when you actually put your iPad in, you can still slip inside credit cards or lipsticks or a charging cord, and it's also got a pocket on the outside. I like versatility in a lot of things, so that's why I chose this as well. It's not just a sleeve, you can still add in more things other than just your iPad. So again, thank you so much for watching, guys. If you guys have any questions and you want to know a little bit more about how I did this, feel free to send me a private message or place a comment in the down bar. So as always, if you guys like this video, don't forget to thumbs up, mark it as your favorite, leave a comment below, and click the subscribe button if you aren't already subscribed to see more random and beauty related videos. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Hope you're having a great day. Bye for now.